Hey guys, and welcome to episode 1 of our uni advice for those of you who are in uni. I know you need this, okay? Listen, for those of you who are Christians at university, I'm gonna be your tour guide for this year. Okay, I'm gonna try and be faithful and upload every week one video on a Wednesday. This is episode 1. I'm also filming episode 2 straight after, so don't watch the top that if it's the same. Get me? I'm not changing top cuts, okay? I don't need to. Yeah, I don't need to. You understand? Oh, baby. Oh, I had to stop that, baby. I had to stop that right there. Alright, listen, that's not holy. Anyway, listen, guys. Mind your business. I said, mind your business. Mind your business. Alright, listen. Cool. Listen, are you Maddie and Maddie Aline? Oh, we are here, okay, to talk to you about, first of all, I know you're in university, and I want to say, how do you find a good church? Now, a lot of you are leaving your parent churches, okay? You're leaving a church that you've grown up in, okay? You're now going to a new location. You're going to a new city, a new town, new people, new faces, new pastors. That means there is an increased chance of many wolves in sheep's clothing. And this, guess what? Guess what? There's no mummy, no daddy to tell you which church is a good church. Technically speaking, I mean, you could call them, but anyway, listen. So, I'm here to talk to you about finding a good church. Now, you're probably arriving. This is part 1. This is number 1. You're arriving to university. You've gone. A lot of you will probably go to Freshers Fair. You will see a lot of different churches that will be advertising for you. The first and foremost thing is this: your theology or your doctrines that you hold will be able to first kind of weed out on a shallow level which churches you want to go to. What that means is, by what they preach and what they believe, you'll be able to determine which church to go to. You see, one of the things that we do as Christians, or even those of us who are religious Christians, is we don't ask questions. We don't like asking questions. Yet when you were going to uni, you were asking a ton of questions. What student halls am I going to? What's the city like? What's even the nightlife like? Some of you are going to Riven and you know you're not shouldn't go to Riven, but I'm not shooting you. You are growing in your Christendom. Anyway, listen, so, a lot of you will ask so many different questions. You ask questions when you're doing your UCAS application. You ask questions when you were studying. You were asking questions when you're moving to the city. So there are so many different questions you asked before you went to the place you're going to. And you've got to apply that same mentality to your Christian walk in terms of choosing a church. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you'll find out in Christendom there's a lot of things that people believe that you might not believe. You understand? And you may not even know what you believe. That's the trouble. You may not even know what you believe. But Freshers Fair, like I said, is an opportunity to engage different Christian first of all societies, and also engage with Christian churches, because a lot of them will come to the Freshers Fair and put their stall out. While you're passing their stall, it's not a case of just taking a flyer and seeing what's got the best event going on. No, rather, while you're there, take the flyer and also ask questions. What do you believe? And effectively, these people who are standing on the event fair should be able to answer your question. What is it you believe? Do you believe in Jesus? Before you end up some church where you don't even believe in Jesus as God. You know what I'm saying? You have to be very careful. Just ask the questions. But you can only ask the questions in terms of what you already know and believe. You see, if you don't even believe in Jesus anyway, you won't ask the question about whether you believe in Jesus because it doesn't apply to you. And you know what I'm saying? So your theology, your doctrine is very important to asking the right questions to the right church at the right time. So for me, wanting to find your church, what church to go to, Freshers Fair is a great opportunity for you to find out what church to go to, because it allows you to ask questions before you've even entered a building. You can always use your parents as a guide again. So if you were at a certain church which has large branches, things like Christ Embassy, Lighthouse Church, a couple of big ones that are there. I don't know the names of them, but RCCG, there's a lot of different ones that are there. Victory House, all those things there. There are a lot of churches that are there that have big branches, and you can potentially just kind of shift Church Pentecost, even to a different branch, a bit like how you would transfer from McDonald's in one area to McDonald's in another area. You kind of just switch to branches. You can do that and help you stay in that lane, and that will make an easier transition because you're not really coming out of the culture of the church, and that could be another way to find a church that you'd be suitable for. Number 3 would be to take personal recommendations from people. Like, if you see someone who you think is moving with God, and it's a trustworthy source in a sense, you can ask, what church do you go to? Again, asking questions has never been a crime. Ask the question, what church do you go to? Can I tag along? Then when you tag along, you go to see etc., etc. You know what I'm saying? So you can then begin to decipher and discern using discernment through what you know is to be true and correct to the word of God. You can then make an informed decision. And also, guys, if you haven't watched my video, which I did a video a few weeks ago, which is called Standing your Own 2 Feet, basically having your own faith, which is very crucial to your walk and to your university life. So yeah, anyway, so choosing a church, yeah. So I mean, you know, asking people where do you fellowship is a very good question if you believe that they have the nature of a Christian who you think would be good to go to. Another way to do it actually is to just literally church hop. A lot of people will say, why are you church hopping? Like, you know, and listen, I'm trying to find a church. I'm trying to find a church. Okay, so when you're in the midst of trying to find a church of where your spirit will settle, I always say, there's nothing wrong with that, because if you're trying to find out where your heart lies and where your spirit connects and meets, then you may need to experience different churches. If you're experiencing it for the next 2 years, I may question that, but hey, I'm also in a frame of mind of not condemning people for certain things that I don't consider to be normal. So yeah, I would say to you, listen, church hop, which is go and experience different churches. One Sunday, go to the church. If they got Bible study, another church, go and experience that, see what it's saying. Where do you fit in? Where does your spirit tell you you're meant to be? Which is actually another point. Where does your spirit tell you to move? Where does your spirit tell you to go? Where does your spirit tell you to reside in? And this is something that if you're a Christian and you've begun to mature a little, you'll see that your spirit will begin to speak and you'll be able to understand. For those who are babes in Christ, you may want to use the other ones I've quoted above, but you normally get an inkling telling you, listen, this place is where I'm meant to be. I can feel it in my spirit, I'm meant to be here. And so when you feel it, listen, just yield to the spirit. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you're there and you have to learn a lesson and you have to go. And that's the next point. Get ready to move, because the church that you're ideally meant to be at uni, you may start at your parents' church, branched off at a different place, but the spirit may be telling you, listen, it's time for you to grow. I need you to move out. So you got to be sensitive to what the spirit is saying to you. You got to be sensitive to what the spirit is trying to do with you, and that will aid you in terms of what church to go to. And I think obviously in amongst that, like I said, you got to pray about it. You know, these are one of the most important things, but I guess people overlook. And because it becomes so cliche, pray about it. It's like every time you pray about it, but fam, relax. Every day pray about it. You know what I mean? Sometimes, you know, you have just to see, you know, you want to just tantalize. But yeah, pray about it. You know, ask God, listen, God, what are you saying, G? Like, look, when I speak to God, I don't speak to God in a way which is gonna be like, yo, like every time. It's not. Sometimes like, God, listen, what's the crack, my G? Like, fam, the thing is large right now, fam. Talk to me, cuz. Like, I don't know what church I need to go to, so lead me. Show me which church to go to. I mean, when you look at the Bible, you see these prophets like Gideon. I always take him as an example. Man didn't believe what God was saying, that he's meant to be, you know, as a man of valor. He's like, fam, me, a man of valor, you're moving mad, cuz. Talk to someone else, cuz. And he's like, listen, if you're telling me the truth, make this fleece wet and make the ground dry. You understand? And he did, and then he said, obviously, make the fleece dry and make the ground wet. So he wanted to challenge God to kind of see, God, if it's really you speaking, let me know. And that's how I take it. Ask the question. Don't be afraid to ask questions. We've been taught that not to ask questions. No, you ask questions. God is in a relationship with you. You ask questions. It's not everything you take on face value. You don't know if it's true or not. So ask the question so God can speak to you. You understand? So prayer about it is very important. And obviously, reading your word is very important because it helps you to discern, as we were saying earlier on. And I think that's really it. I mean, in terms of going to a church, I think going to an event will also help you to kind of analyze what kind of church you want to go to. But that kind of wraps up all my kind of points, Joe. So if you like what I'm doing, guys, just like, share, subscribe. Let me know your suggestions all down below. What you want to see from someone who's also a Christian as well. What kind of advice do you want, or what kind of information do you want me to share with you? And I'll research it, or if I know it already, I'll just do the video straight away, and then we'll work together. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I'm here to serve you. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm here to serve you. As you're watching my video, I'm serving you by trying to give you the information you need so you can become grown in what you need to become in. So listen, God bless you. It's heaven forever. You already know what time it is. Hey, are you mad? Are you lean? Don't get just a little black bug. Do-ah!